I know that Tien, Yamcha, and Android 21 were announced like a week ago on screens of a V-Jump magazine, and I didn't want to make a video about screens, but over the weekend we actually got some little bits of gameplay for both Yamcha and Tien, and as far as Android 21 goes, we got a little cutscene from story mode, so now I think we're in a place where we can talk about them with a little bit more in depth, analyze part of their moveset, and determine what their places are in the game. Starting with Yamcha, the scan was translated by shonengames.com, and it talks about Yamcha as a close quarters combat aficionado, but his moveset is actually pretty well balanced as far as close range and long range attacks go. Some screenshots have revealed that Yamcha has a full screen Kamehameha, yet another character with a Kamehameha in addition to Goku and Krillin. As far as special attacks go, don't even get me started on supers. And the mini trailer teaser shows a lot of melee combos, so it's hard to tell which ones are just his auto combos and which ones are his special moves. But I believe this one right here, where he does a series of kicks while doing a handstand and then a low kick, connecting into an upward hurricane-like move, that, I believe, is one of his specials. The handstand kicks might be a part of his auto combo, but since he then does a low kick, I think the hurricane is one of his special moves, and it might be Yamcha's anti-air option. We've also got two supers for Yamcha. One is his Spirit Ball, which seems to be his level 1, which according to the scan, you'll be able to control it yourself. And I wonder how that works or what you can do with it, because as you can see from the trailer, you think it'd be pretty hard to control at the speed they're going. So I'm very curious to know what you can do with it and how you can use it. And finally, his level 3 super is the iconic Wolf Fang Fist. You might have noticed at the beginning of the trailer, he also does a sort of a melee combo. I believe that is also part of his level 3 super, but it cuts off before he goes into the cinematic thing. I could be wrong, sometimes it's hard to analyze these things in heavily edited footage, so take all of this with a grain of salt. But anyway, so far, these are the moves that we have for Yamcha as far as specials and supers. Next up, let's take a look at Tien, and I think we have a much more complete move list for Tien. Now, Tien's uniqueness seems to come from Chiaotzu, who supports him on his attacks. So far, we've seen one of those moves where Chiaotzu freezes an opponent's movements with his telekinesis, and that might be something that you can follow up with a super at the very least, if not a full combo even. His specials don't stop there. Tien's also got his Dodon Ray, which I could swear the anime forgot all about, but thankfully Arc Systems didn't. Seriously, lately it feels like Frieza holds the trademark for all finger blasts. Oh god. It's a full screen blast. It's very similar to the Kamehameha from Yamcha or even Goku or Krillin. And the very last special we know of is his volleyball attack. Tien receives, passes, and then spikes. Is that the volleyball language? It's been a while. As far as how you activate this ability, I'm not very clear on that yet, but this could very well be the first parry ability that we see in the game. And that is based solely on this screenshot, where Tien seems to be waiting for Goku to attack, while his hands are in sort of a receiving volleyball position. And then we have his supers, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit bummed out by his supers. His level 1 seems to be the Tri-Beam, and his level 3 seems to be the true Tri-Beam. And it's not the game's fault, but the anime seems to have downgraded Tien to a single ability lately, and that's the Tri-Beam, and now two of his supers are basically the same ability, and that bummed me out a little bit. I've recently watched a video called Japan Doesn't Like Tien by Plague of Gripes. You can watch that if you want a bit more context, but yeah. I think that guy sums it up pretty well. According to the scan, you can follow his true Tri-Beam, his level 3, with multiple shots, but they will cost you stamina, staying true to the source material. But what does stamina mean in the game? Well, that much isn't clear yet. It could just be ki, and his super would work similar to Krillin's Destructo Disc, only a bit more expensive, because Krillin's Destructo Disc only costs 1 bar to activate, and the true Tri-Beam already costs 3 bars, so if you want to prolong that, it might get crazy expensive. Or maybe it's like some other games where I've seen these types of skills costing health instead of ki, and if that's the case, then this better be a very powerful attack. Finally, the scan hints at another super, saying that there's a Chiaotzu assisted ultimate. And for this one, I just hope Chiaotzu hugs the enemy, self-destructs, but unlike 16 suicide attack, Chiaotzu's attack only scratches the enemy and leaves Tien depressed. So in conclusion, these are the abilities we know so far for Tien. If his volleyball is indeed a parry along with Chiaotzu assist attacks, this could indeed be a very unique character. And we close this video with Android 21, a brand new character designed by Akira Toriyama himself. She seems to be connected to Android 16 in the story mode. She's as smart as Dr. Giro was and is possibly the main antagonist for this game's story mode. But as far as gameplay goes, we don't even know if she will be playable. She could very well be a character that just shows up in the story, and even if you fight her, she could be one of those gimmicky, broken characters that aren't really all that balanced, so they end up being a fun challenge for story mode like a boss fight, but not really a playable character. Time will tell, so we'll wait for more details, see what comes from out of this. I fully expect her to be playable, but since nothing is confirmed yet, and there's really nothing to analyze regarding her fighting style or moveset, we can't really say much. Even in the scan where she was announced, she was right next to Yamcha and Tien, but while these two characters have their stats right next to them, Android 21 doesn't even have that. And that's all we have for you today, folks. 2 new playable characters, potentially even 3. You've heard my thoughts on these characters throughout this video, and now it's your turn. What do you think of these additions to the Dragon Ball FighterZ roster? Anything you're curious or looking forward to trying out with these characters? Let me know in the comments down below. We've started releasing gameplay videos every single Saturday because I have a ton of gameplay from the beta, and some of it is already up. You can watch it right here. If you're in the mood for something else, there's also this video right here. But as always, thank you very much for watching. My name's Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.